So now I want feedback from you. Let me know if you successfully, no, copy link not to Skype, copy link to to the browser. So how it works, let me show once again. Not once again, but first time. So this is oh yes, I need to copy it to the Skype. Yes, good idea. Wait a minute. So because you don't have this document. Why? Yeah. So I'm copying this and I share with you via Skype. So when you click this, you should get to this online folder. Yes, I have. Our session is being recorded already, guys. So everything what I am showing you and telling you will be recorded, and I will share this recording with you, and you will see even more that all our sessions will be on this drive as well. So there will be two locations of our session videos. It will be one location is still the same on our partnov.com site, but I don't have access and I don't have access to post all sessions on the site. That's why, in addition to the sharing with our guys who posted on the site, I will collect all our sessions right here, and you will get it very soon after our session is finished. So now please provide feedback if you can get to the link. Yes, link. I didn't. Yeah, I'm sorry. So this is the link. Please just click it, and you're supposed to get no ID is required, no password is required, nothing. Let's do it. Just do it. So I will be waiting to hear from you, and I need your response to make sure that you can successfully get to our online Google Drive folder with all the documents you can see on your screens. Okay, so link again. Extra, oh yeah, for extra class. Sorry guys, extra class. So got it. So did you get to the folder successfully? Yes, there are 9 objects. Yes. So you're supposed to see once again. You're supposed to see two folders. One folder name is Oracle. Another folder name is Session Videos. This session video folder, if we click it, it's empty. Yes, if you click it, it's empty. But the first recording, the first video will be posted once we finish our class, our session today. And all sessions will be posted here. In addition, not instead of, in addition to our regular page, your class page on website. Just I decided for some students it's very convenient to have everything in the same place. So this place will be Google Drive. So we have something on the Oracle because we are going to talk about Oracle, and probably if we have time, I'll give you a couple of classes or sessions on SQL if you feel that you need it. And also all these documents. Let me introduce these documents so that you would know how to use them. First of all, The first document and the main document you're supposed to work with is online mobile project. This is document which is hands out for you, and you yes, and when I see you opening the document. I see you opening the document. This is your adverse, you see? So this is when you open documents, I can see that you open it. So you can see now what we are going to work on today. Okay, good. So this is first document. Let's see next. Application types. This is another document. I will use it today to introduce different application types. There is testing classification. We are going to use this, and some diagrams I prepared to start our session today. It will be part of my introduction and our topic today. You also see compatibility matrix document, and it will be part of your homework. So you can see how many documents now are shareable with between all of us. So it's very convenient way, because it's dynamic way. I can always slightly change it and so on. By the way, I can change it, but when I share with you, with view only. You, for the sake of keeping the documents intact, you cannot change the documents. You can only view them, which is natural, as you understand. All right. So it looks that everything works fine and no confusion. I cannot open any of the folders in your shared folder. You cannot open. Okay. If you I don't quite understand. Can you see all the documents? So you're supposed to see this view. If you can see at least documents we need today, I think that you can open the folders, but probably later on, because now can you imagine simultaneously Oracle provides access to all of you. So it's about more than 100 people at least. So it may be slightly slow, but it should work, guys. Usually it works. Okay, you need to choose the right one. Right now, forget about folders. Please focus on the documents I shared with you. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 documents you will need to work with starting from today. So once we are on the same page, which is good, and you can see it very convenient way, because there is no sign in, no password, nothing to forget. But make sure that you save this link. If you save this link using your browser, it's one click away from the document or folders with all the documents we need. Okay, once we are on the same page, let me start our first session with project overview. So guys, what we are going to do during our project, mobile project testing. First of all, today I want to start let me probably start even with more generic objectives. So objectives for our project is completely mimic or introduce you into a real business environment. So our project will be built and run in a way as we do it at workplace and within a company. So I will be not only your instructor, I also will be your project manager. So as a project manager, I will run the project, right? And in this way, you would feel that you're really working on a real project. And for some of you, it will be the only experience you can share and discuss during your future interviews, which is very important. That's why it won't be just a exercise or practices or what you did before. It will be a real project. And I will run it in a way how we do it at workplace to make it more more close to real business environment. So this is our objective. So I start today with quality QA and testing process introduction, and I will show you, because I know this is sometimes question coming across on Skype and between the students, what is the difference between QA and testing, and it will help you better understand the difference, and when you start your job search, and you will differentiate and see the if you understand the difference, it will be easier for you to understand whether or not the position belongs to quality assurance or it's testing position and so on. After that, I give you a very short testing classification, testing classification types. Actually, probably not today, because we are going to use this document in the during our sessions all the time, because your assignment will be associated with different testing techniques or testing type, and so that you will finally understand and differentiate one type of testing from another one. What we are going to test? We will be testing 2 mobile applications. Each of those 2 applications is available on both platforms, Android and iOS platform. The first application we will be testing for objectives of pursuing understanding how really to test mobile application, how to test mobile application. So I will help you and I will teach you to test mobile application, doing step-by-step assignments, working on assignment. You will be working on assignment, and I will review result of your assignment, as usually project managers or QA leads do. Because I told you our environment will replicate or emulate real business environment. The second mobile application will be used, you will be testing the second mobile application by applying all the experience you gain during testing the first mobile application. So you will be basically on your own, but still working on my assignment I provide for you. So why we are going to test 2 applications, it's another story. You will figure it out as we go. Mobile technology. As you understand that it's next to impossible to test mobile application if we don't know much about mobile technology. Mobile technology is so fast evolving technology that, believe me or not, I'm updating the slideshow I'm sharing with you constantly. Before each online class, I need to make sure that everything in what I'm sharing with you is up to the date. So hopefully it's true. I updated it recently. You can see I finished a week ago. And we have 2 mobile tasting slideshow, mobile tasting 1 and mobile tasting 2. Can you see these 2 slideshow on mobile tasting? Please reply with yes and yes. Good. Yes, good. Thank you. Thank you. So, what I can tell you, your homework will include a portion of this mobile tasting slideshow partially. So we will be doing in parallel. We will study mobile technology along with doing real testing. Because if we just study mobile technology without practice, it will be it would not work, guys. It would not work because you need to combine and correlate understanding what you're doing with your mobile application, with understanding what's going on and what type of piece of technology may be involved into your mobile testing. That's why we will be doing it in parallel. For example, today I will refer to mobile testing technology associated with business requirements for mobile applications. So everything is clearly identified so that you won't be lost with all these documents. So this is overview of mobile technologies. As I mentioned, we will be doing it in parallel. Sometimes I will run some presentation of partial presentation or pieces of this slideshow. Sometimes it will be your home study or self-study. And if you have questions, we always can discuss it. Also, our project will cover very important and I would say advanced portion of mobile application testing, which is belongs to gray box testing, guys. So congratulations, you're ready to expand your knowledge from black box testing to gray box testing. Not right now, don't worry, not right now. It will happen probably in a month. We will be doing Android virtual device emulator. You will create this Android virtual device emulator on your PC, and you will be to show and emulate Android any Android virtual device of different operation flavors, I would say, in order to test compatibility. Basically, it's for compatibility testing. And what is compatibility testing, you will all know, I promise you. So if you don't understand it right now, don't panic. And in general, guys, don't panic. I know that it will be confusing and sometimes and not quite clear, but just take it easy and eventually you will be all fine. So this is the last objective, is very aggressive, I would say. And I would suggest if you really are pursuing good position in our industry, it would be really added value to your resume. But if you decide to start with black box testing without advanced knowledge of gray box testing, it's still okay, at least to have general idea. So I will give you a couple of presentation, or actually one presentation, and I'll share the document which will help you. This document, it's step-by-step instruction how to create Android virtual device and how to install application on this device and so on. So it will be in the future, not today. I even don't share this instruction. Today with you there is no this instruction. Don't search for this because it's not right time to do that. But eventually I will share this instruction for Android virtual device. So this is overview what we're going to do. So how do you feel? How do you feel? Yeah, some of you, can we do that on Mac? No, guys, you cannot do it on the Mac. So if you don't have So if you have a Mac, what you need to do, you know that, right? You need to install Windows virtual machine on your Mac, and once you have Windows, you can build Android virtual device and so on and so on. We have a couple of emulators. You see, it's for Mac. It's a closed system. It's not easy to emulate mm, Android virtual device or any system on Mac, but you still can have boot camp, and you can have two operational, virtual Windows machine running on your Mac. If you do, you can install, by the way, Oracle. Otherwise, you won't be able to install Oracle, and I will share Oracle installation on Windows for you as well, because I believe that particularly for some areas and for East Coast, I know, and southern portion of our country, there is it's a lot of requirements for knowledge of database basics and SQL. That's why even if it's not directly belongs to mobile testing, I usually spend a couple of sessions on Oracle presentation and SQL language, and I share documents, installation guide, how to install or version. It's one user Oracle server. To have it, it's Express edition, special edition of Oracle to run on your Windows system, guys, no Mac. Sorry. Okay, so this is objective. We discussed that we are going to use Google Drive. So you're familiar with number 2. Now let me start my first presentation. It's number 3. And I want to tell you that by now, I believe you know how to test. You got a lot of experience from Michael, from Misha. You got experience testing web application from Jana, and but still probably a little bit lost, because you're doing real testing, but you don't know exactly where you are probably. That's why my approach, at least, I like to start with a big picture. Big picture meaning where we are and how we actually test any type of application, including mobile application. So let me show you a couple of only 2 very simple diagrams. It will help you, first of all, to better understand where we are and the difference between something very important for you to understand, guys, because not everything can be memorized. And honestly, I would suggest you my motto is not memorization, because you cannot memorize everything. My motto is, and suggestion is, think, analyze, and think again. It will help you be better prepared, because if you forget something, it's okay. You can always figure it out, let's say syntax, or you don't know exactly some details of something, but if you have a big picture, you won't be lost. You will understand how to provide what question or what topic is in the discussion, and so on and so on. Anyway, so you can see very simple slide. I am not sure if you saw it before, but it makes sense anyway to get back to this slide. So this slide depicts and provides definition, but definition in such a way that it's easy to understand that both quality assurance and software testing, both are the processes. Guys, this is the key. Testing, QA and testing, it's not a science. It's not a science. That's why it's the everything may be very different. That's why it's that confusing for beginners, because you feel that, oh, you're trying to memorize what one instructor would tell you, and another instructor, and you would compare, and you will be confused that it's slightly different. Yes, it's supposed to be different because we all have different experience, and we teach you based on our personal experience. Beauty of Partnov School is that Partnov has all instructor from real industry, and we all work for the companies, and but all companies are different, and we collaborate, and we bring different type of experience, which is very good for you, because we share all our experience with you, and you understand that it's maybe quite different. So anyway, you can see that quality assurance is a process, and this process consists of a number of stages. So let's say quality assurance is a process of improving all the activities of the software. And this process may be driven by software development. So this process sometimes is referred to software development life cycle. You know, this is part of theory. and it may be different type of management or model how to drive software development life cycle, meaning it may be agile implementation, or it may be waterfall implementation, but it's all about quality assurance. So quality assurance includes stages such as product concept, software design, and you understand that for concept, some decision makers participation is required. Software design requires a lot of knowledge, engineering, and architecture knowledge in software design, and technology. And finally, when design is identified, and by the way, each or even of these stages may take a lot of internal stages and times to refine. Finally, when everything is ready for development or implementation, we start software development, and you can see that development is coupled with testing. We go together. That's why you will be working with developers all the time, guys. That's why you need to understand the language terminology, because you're going to speak the same language with developers. So because we are development and testing belongs to the same quality assurance stage, software development and testing and software implementation. What happens? Doesn't work. Next, implementation. Here it's probably wrong stage. I need slightly change it. So let's omit it for this. I didn't finish it right. Okay. And after that, software product evaluation. So we got software product. We evaluate how good it, what are the gaps, and whether we need to add or continue product, improve product, or we decide to stop product. It's all belongs to quality assurance, and we are not in charge of this. It's not what we or activities we are involved. So you can understand that we are associated, or we are working with development only as a part of software development stage of quality assurance. And once we coupled with development, at this point we have and we start our own process, which is testing process. And you can see the testing process has its own stages or activities, and this is where we are, and we are going to to create and follow testing process. So testing is a process. Testing is a process. This process may consist of different stages, and let's say our testing process will be based on assignments. So we won't have test plan, because for mobile application, test plan is not popular, and for agile test planning is different type, as you know. That's why I will explain how we're going to build our testing process, and you will be able to communicate and share this information, because they would ask you during interview, and believe during interview they will ask you question basically only about your real experience, or at least experience working on school project, because they understand that you may have no experience if you apply for internship position. So both processes, for both quality assurance and testing are processes, but those processes have different activities or different stages, and you need to understand. So if you're applying for testing position, you will be doing, or you will belong to this process only, and that's why usually interns, or at the beginning of your career, when you don't have probably much experience, you start as a tester, because in order to start as a quality assurance engineer, because to understand the difference, quality assurance sometimes requires engineering knowledge, or at least experience. So I would suggest you clearly understand that, otherwise you will be confused between the two. If you have good knowledge and experience, you can even start with quality assurance engineer, at least try it. But basically, we are going to stick with testing process. So this is first slide, and second slide shows the document we're using for black box testing. And this is document we are going to we are using as a in general case for gray box testing and white box testing. You can see that this is 3 different type of documents we are using as testers. We are using for test plan, test cases, and bug reports. So this is documents we can produce in scope of our testing process. So these 2 slides in general present you a big picture of for these 2 processes I started with, and you supposed to understand where we are, and if we talk about our project, so we will be working again, as I told, in general case, test plan probably can be created. In our case, we won't create test plan, and why you will understand later. But we will be working on test cases, and we will work on bug reports and execution matrix, and we report everything to Bugzilla. I know that you're very well familiar with Bugzilla. So this is big picture of what we are going to do. Let's continue and see next. So application types. So this document also shared with you, and this documents present different application types, because you need to be better oriented and really be aware of different application types, because you never know what type of application you're gonna test. So this is very short classification of application types from 2 perspectives, or from different in couple of dimensions. So when we are talking about application types, first of all we think about technology. So let's start with web application. Web application is well known because you have started already and you tested a web application. So if you talk about web application, you need to be absolutely clear with technology associated with web application. Because whenever you mention that you tested, let's say, web application, the next question might be, what is a web application? How would you define and how would you understand the web application? So technology-wise, web application is based on two major components. What are those components, by the way, guys? I believe you know because you spent a lot of time with Jana, and she is good, and she is very knowledgeable with web application. And web application structure. So I hope you understand that, but I still can remind you that the major components of web application is browser. Yes, there is no browser, no web application, clearly, right? And while theoretically web application technology, technology-wise, may not use internet, but basically it's not realistic. So there are two major technology components supposed to define web application. It's browser and internet connectivity, internet connections, which allows to communicate between client and server portion of web application, because actually web application, as well as, by the way, a mobile application, usually is built as client-server application. We will discuss client-server application next time. You can see that one of the slides I prepared depicts client-server architecture, and our mobile application is built as client server as well. So from technology standpoint, we defined web application. Now let's define application domain, web application domain, meaning what type of, who is the audience, and what type of application is associated, or particular application works for a particular domain. So you know that first type of domain is application which belong to so-called social media. Social media, it's very, very wide nowadays. You know, all this type of applications which share everything, literally everything, all the information across the web, across this particular, within a particular circle, groups, and so on. We will be testing application which has social media elements or components, but not completely social media. But it does include a communication component. So we have such application as social media, e-commerce, and I don't want to spend a lot of time. You need to read it and on your own to clearly understand different type of application, web application. Yes, so pay attention to ERP application. You must know, if you start your career in high tech, that ERP application, it stands for Enterprise Resource Planning, and this application includes CRM, customer relation management, order management, financial, a lot. It's a bundle of different type of business applications and implemented by different companies. Again, it's out of directly out of scope of our project and study, but just for general knowledge that ERP is still very popular, and particularly on East Coast, and you can you're supposed to really be aware of this if you apply for a position to test ERP type of application. And why it's important to mention, because nowadays web application as well, and the same trend probably now is evolving with regards to mobile applications, that the same components are being used. So web application, if you look at web application or different web applications, you can notice that the same common web application components are built or are being used across multiple web applications. And those components are email management. You know that each email application, web application, sends emails of different types. Content management, chat, forum, and you name it. So this is a list. Why it's important to know? Because if you test one application, web application, and let's say you know how to test, let's say, shopping cart, right? So it means that the same type of testing you would experience, the same type of testing will be required to test the same shopping cart for another web application. So it's like programming language. If you know one programming language, it means that you know all of them, because while it's still a big difference, at least you know how to approach testing of web applications if you have tested already. The same about any type of application, including mobile. That's why we are going to test mobile applications. So this is a couple of components, and this is very search component, by the way, build search associated with integration with Google search or any other search server or engine. Sharing, it's what we are using, by the way, you are using right now. Integration with other web services or applications, so-called OpenID interface, guys, very important to know what it is. And it's being used everywhere, and we are going to use it for our second application. So I will provide additional information on this, and you can study it on your own. And privacy, which is very hot topic for many web application and mobile application as well. So this common web and even mobile application components, very important to understand that application usually is built or can be broken in those components, or from the other way around, that each application is integration of a number of components, and like those I have presented you. So you need to know about existence. It's kind of new, so-called SaaS. Don't confuse with SaaS, with a single A. SaaS application, software as a service, and usually it's from business standpoint, it provides a very similar functionality to enterprise resource planning. But technology, guys, is absolutely different. Technology is different in terms that this application allow different services over the web. So you probably hear about Element Tool, free application. This is bug tracking system. Sometimes we use it at school. Personally, I dislike this system. It's not well structured, but this is application of SaaS type. So instead of maintaining environment, both hardware, operational system, software, everything on site, you can get all the services over the web, and it would save businesses a lot of resources. Let's say our school, we are using ERP system, enterprise resource planning system. but we don't want to run it on site, so we purchase just services from SaaS company which provides the services. So if you never heard of this, I would suggest probably to read about this as well, because who knows, probably you may get something or get involved in testing SaaS applications. And can you imagine, we still have non-web applications. Sometimes it sounds really strange, but even non-web application is evolving. In the past, it was really web-free application, so-called off-shell application. When you go to the store in our area, it's Fry's Electronics, and you can purchase games or Microsoft Office. This is example of not web. It's a standalone application running on your Windows or on your operational system, but not anymore. Even if you get this standalone application, basically it's supposed to be web free, but on the background they still connect to the provider manufacturer application. Manufacturer website for a couple of reasons, but application itself is web or internet free. That's true. So firmware type of applications, it absolutely has nothing to do with web, and this is type of application for engineers. It's electric engineers and mechanical engineers, and this is special type of testing. Technology applications and database applications. So these applications not considered not web driven applications. And finally, we have arrived to mobile applications. So you need to read about a mobile application. It's slide number. It's what I'm going to talk about. This is the last portion of my presentation, but the most important for us, because we got to the topic of our future testing assignments. So we are going to discuss and provide definition of mobile and definition and classification, guys, for mobile applications. What I am going to tell right now, it's very it's overview and of what you can be found on within mobile testing one slide show. Slides number between this one, but don't worry, all this information is repeated and is provided as your homework. So let me please attention now, and I want you to introduce classification of mobile applications. It's what we are going to test. First of all, the point number one, you need to know that there are three types of mobile applications. First type is so-called native mobile application. Native mobile application is the most important. First of all, it's a brand new type of application, and I think that in the future there will be only native mobile application. So definition for native mobile application is application which is compatible with mobile environment you run this application. In other words, so the native mobile application is written for a specific platform and specific variety of devices, so this application can run only in scope of platform. and we will talk about platforms slightly different. So let's say application written for Android operational system, as you understand, is compatible with Android devices and not compatible with iOS devices, right? So that's why this is how native mobile application is defined, to specify that it's specifically designed and implemented to run on devices operating system and machine firmware. So in other words, it's completely associated or designed for in scope of platform. And typically even can be required some adaptation for different devices. For example, theoretically, iOS application, the same application, supposed to be compatible for iPhones and iPads, iPad running iOS operational system as well. But in reality, it's not true for native mobile application. So all pros and cons of native mobile application can be found within this mobile slideshow, and you can read a lot about native mobile application. Guys, it's very important, and next time I will start with repetition or continue slightly discussion on native mobile application. So native mobile application is the most important, and we will test two native mobile applications, guys, by the way. The second type of mobile application is mobile web application. Mobile web application, yes, it's important as well, and but you well familiar with web. If you're familiar with web application on, let's say, on your on desktops, so mobile web application would not be much different, except that mobile web application are using HTML5 protocol or just standards, and each which is different from, let's say, web application. And you can again get more details on mobile web application. And example of mobile web application, you know all of them. If you go to your browser on your mobile device, you clearly get to any web application the same way you do it on desktop. And can you imagine, we have hybrid, which is a combination of both native and mobile web application. So we have a number of applications such as Twitter, Yelp, Netflix, by the way, when different type of technologies supposed to be integrated properly, and some integration requires native native mobile application features, some would use web services and so on. So you can clearly understand that there is three types of mobile application exist: native, mobile web application, and hybrid. And we will concentrate and focus on native mobile application. So in addition to that, I give you here a couple of questions and answers, and we will get back to this anyway as we proceed with our project. So you need clearly understand the difference between a native and mobile web application. So you can see here definition of native mobile application, which may be, by the way, slightly be different from one within a slideshow I shared with you, but still I would suggest to read it a couple of times and probably read it for the first week, each day, every day. So you need to remember that I even provide some information on IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, or another, sometimes it's referred as platform, and we have two platforms, actually three, Windows as well, but we are not going to work on Windows platform at all. We will be dealing only with iOS and Android. And you need to know that Android system is based on Java, and iOS system is based on Xcode or Objective-C. Objective-C. So Android Studio is software we are using, but it's development software. You don't need it, at least at this point. So please read this information. If you have question, you can submit it via Skype, and I'll try to provide answers and catch up with your questions. So this is overview I wanted to finish before we start real application testing. So now I hope that you know where we are in terms of big picture of testing process. So you will follow testing process. You know application types, and you understand that we will be testing native mobile application, and difference between native mobile application and web mobile application are clear. At least you need to read more. You need to study it from slideshow I shared with you. So what I want to tell you before we start real testing, you need to know your mobile device, because I came across each time when I start new class at school that students sometimes don't know even simple mobile device functionality. Guys, mobile device, it's not only the phone. Everybody knows how to place a call and how to answer the call. But in addition to that, we are dealing with smartphones. It's not just a phone. Our devices are smartphones. So it includes a lot more functionality, more than just simple calls. So make sure that you know how to use what additional functions you can make and you can perform on your device. For example, how to create a new email account or login into existing account. Yes, nowadays it's still not that often, but sometimes people still don't know how to do that. And we need to understand all these features, because we will discuss, let's say, that application can would be integrated, because all mobile applications includes different type of integrations with existing mobile applications, such as it's account applications, it's contact, yes, it's contact applications. It's, let's say, calendar application, and other pre-loaded applications. We will discuss next time. I will show and I will demonstrate. I will be using tool. It's Mobizen. If you're interested, I will share this name with you. Mobizen application allows to mimic or show your mobile device on the screen. So next time I will run this Mobizen application to show my Android device, and we will go through a couple of preloaded applications, preloaded Android applications, and I will provide even more clear definition of preloaded mobile applications. By the way, preloaded mobile applications are native applications. In other words, compatible with a mobile device environment. How to define environment will be topic of our next discussion as well. So make sure that you know how to create account, how to work with contacts, how to make a screenshot. In the past it wasn't simple on Androids. Now it's all simple, but you will need to you have to know how to do screenshot, because for mobile application testing, you need not only to make a screenshot, you need to transmit the screenshot to your mobile, to your PC, because you need to attach it to your bug report. So it's a kind of long way, right? Um, to make a screenshot, transmit it to PC, and it will be attachment to your bug report. We will start bug reporting, or I will open a Bugzilla instance, new instance. It's not what you used for, with Jana. It will be brand new instance for our mobile applications. It will be empty, created only for your group. So, and this is interview questions. Question, how to transmit if internet connection is not available. So be prepared to answer this question, or just you can discuss in the group on Skype. And also you need to know where exactly where to find all the exact information and complete information on your device, which includes operational system, device model, service provider, and so on. You need to be very aware and very knowledgeable how to get through your application, your mobile device settings, how to turn on and off some services, and so on. If so, I am giving you this overview before we start testing. Otherwise, it will be quite difficult for you to start to test mobile application. So now finally we get to the point when I introduce the first application we are going to test. You will be probably surprised, but it's still okay. So application name is FEMI. FEMI, this is a link to the website of the company which provided this application. This application made in Korea, and it's recent on our new kind of on our country market, and it's very that's why we will be doing so-called special type of testing, which is localization testing. Localization testing is very important and hard for a couple of reasons, and you will know how to do localization testing, because I know, let's say at least in our area, people get jobs to do specifically localization testing. So if you put experience and knowledge on localization testing on your resume, it will be very good. In addition to localization, we will do standard functional and other specific mobile specific testing. So your objective in your homework is not just jumping into testing right away and report any type of issues or bugs you happen to come across. No, we are not going to work this way. We will going to do the same way as usually happens at workplace. So when you start your new job with a company, or even with your new project with the same company, usually you're given some time to study, to read and study application. Study meaning you can, guys, need to understand from the very beginning. You cannot test productively or professionally application until you really understand how application works, meaning all application functionality, application features, application, and how you would divide scope of modules. I will provide module on for you. It's not your job to provide modules. I will provide module within Bugzilla, but you need really to do this mental job while studying this application. So your homework, yes, and what else? Yes, this application running on both platform and defined as family members chat and location tracker. So this very application, which includes a lot of different type of integration with different advanced features like location, GPS system, and mapping and tracking. So it's a lot of different application will be combined and used in scope while we are going to while we test this FAMI mobile application. About business requirements, you know that in order to do testing, we need business requirements. But there is some specific with business requirements for mobile applications. So you understand, mobile application scope is not that huge and big, let's say, as a other business application, let's say, application written for bank or for financial institutions. It's sometimes it's very small applications. That's why business requirements standards are clearly defined for mobile testing application, and you will read it on it will be for your self-study. Probably next time we will review a couple of points of this slides. It's the first 5 slides of mobile testing, 2 online slideshow. So yes, I'm a little bit running out of the time, but actually I am almost done. So you can see that I know that students always missing homework or not aware what your homework is. That's why your homework is clearly defined. So you need to study pieces, not all the slideshow because it's maybe too much for you, but I defined number of slides for so from first slideshow, actually second slideshow, there are 5 slides you need to study, which is relevant to business requirements for mobile applications, and it will help you better understand why we have limited. Actually, it's not limited. It's really very good requirements. Unfortunately, I cannot share business requirements with you. We do have business requirements from the company, but since it's proprietary stuff, guys, I cannot share with you. Another announcement. Next time I will explain the difference between different environments, business, meaning production environment versus QA environment. In the past, we had access and we tested within QA environment, but not anymore for mobile applications because we don't, because of liability concerning your mobile devices. Your mobile devices, it's your property, and if application in QA environment, they may be not quite 100% safe for your devices. That's why we're using production environment, meaning that you download and install application from Marketplace, from Google Play, and App Store for corresponding operational systems. But difference between QA environment and production environment still will be topic of our next session. So please download this application from Marketplace, meaning from the way you usually download and install application on your devices. So I hope homework is clearly defined. You need to download, install, application study, yes, and report download and installation issue to the document. This is another another link. Now you can get this link on your own because you have access to this document. And this is a link. This link will take you to the document, which is testing. Let me show this document. Compatibility matrix. Compatibility matrix is very simple document. It's part of our testing, and it's done for 2 applications, including our application. This is 2 application, Click FAMI application, and this application it's maintained by students, and you supposed to report the result of installation of application on your mobile devices. You can see that there are different mobile devices, and for at least for FAMI, so far so good. So somebody, for some reason, included that's why I decided not to remove it, that this application can be installed on Windows Phone. No, this application cannot be installed on Windows Phone, and it's not even available for Windows Phone. So it's available only for iOS, different versions of iOS, and Android different versions, and different version of devices. So if your device is not on the list, please add your device to the list. And if you regardless, if you successfully install and can run this application, it would be pass. If for some reason you cannot download and install application on your device, it would fail. So this is standard type of testing, which is slightly different from any other type of testing, and sometimes, and at least this company wanted to have result of this initial compatibility matrix, and we will talk about compatibility more next time. So guys, I want to finish our first session. Let me stop recording.